Okay, here we go again. Let me pull up. Come on. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that's like way over there to the side. Weird. Okay, so we rebooted our router. And we ate something. We got more like water and stuff. We went down and checked mail and got a package. And let me just. I've got to scroll down to this. Okay. 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 So continuing this, sorry if you can hear Jelly in the background. She's being Jelly. Okay.
Made me sick to my stomach. They also said this.
Okay, so Corvin was being hypothetical. We didn't know anything about closed names or anything. Corvin's name was not closed. It's not a closed name. It's literally a combination of Corey and Evan. Jelly baby. Yeah, I think that's gonna have to just be in the background. Jelly. I'm sure she'll calm down once she's more used to this. It's only been a week since they've been in here, so they're still getting settled. The Corvin was very attached to their name. Because Corey Prefusion and Evan Prefusion were like very dependent on each other. Like Corey Prefusion softened Evan up. And Evan was very, very protective over Corey Prefusion. So Corvin was very attached to his name because of that, because Corey and Evan Prefusion didn't want to fuse at all. But that's what happened. It was what our brain decided we needed. But here Corvin was asking about closed names, trying to but Corvin's name was not closed. Corvin was doing a hypothetical. Like, even our factive of Patterson doesn't go by that name anymore. She changed her name to just Key. But that's what that was. It wasn't us trying to be racist or anything. It was literally we did not understand, and we asked questions and tried to get clarification. And none of our alters use closed names.
About closed names. They also
So this was Mirage's TikTok. Jelly baby. I just wanted to make sure she hadn't flipped herself over. Again, Mirage's TikTok was not directed at this group of people. It was just Mirage is allowed to express itself. We didn't say any names. And yes, we were in the comments defending Mirage. Ashley even said in the comment, you have no idea if this video is even directed at you or not. And we asked to be left alone, and it should have stopped there.
said this in their comments. After someone tried calling them out on their stuff. Thank you for watching.
So that's that TikTok. We're gonna watch this one next. There's not really anything to say about this one, but I think it's important for transparency to just watch it.
They did! I can't prove the hotel works! Adam has an invincible exorcist army pointed right at my doorstep, and there's nothing I can do about any of it!
I know something you don't know.
They did! I can't.
So again, no proof. This is one of Patterson's accounts, and this is Gray, of course, which doesn't show on the stream, kind of. Yeah, the bottom one, the Junker Queen, is Patterson, and then, of course, Gray. And then the caption says, man, it would be a shame if there was a mountain of evidence proving that chroma is the problem, wouldn't it? They hadn't posted any proof, so. Like, you can't make claims. This one was very vague, so I'm not really referring to specifically this one. But the videos, the TikToks that people made were, especially in the comments, they were making claims that we said things or we did things or admitted to things that never happened. Those are serious claims, and you need to have evidence for those. Okay, this TikTok.
Hey guys, so first things first, I am so sorry for like the shitty, choppy quality of this video. I'm like really tired and sleep deprived and sick, and I've got a headache, and I'm just ready to sleep for all of eternity. So first things first, I was involved with Chroma System. They claimed I was their abuser. They recently turned around. It seems they're attacking a new group of people, which I was initially a little like reassured about, because I was like, oh hey, it's not all on me, and then I was like, oh hey, it's not all on me, and that scares me a bit because I don't.
Okay. Well, let me make something very clear. We don't make claims without evidence. We did apologize to that group of people. We had tried to fix things. They hadn't communicated that they were uncomfortable. We were very clear about what we were going to send. And we sent it and we censored it with a spoiler and a trigger warning. They knew what they were gonna see. At that point, it's not our responsibility. If people had communicated with us and expressed their discomfort, obviously we would have immediately deleted it, taken accountability, apologized, tried to fix it any way we could. But that did not happen, and that is the issue.
I don't want people to suffer in my place. I don't want them to attack or hurt anyone like they did with me. So far, it seems like Chroma is ditching all accounts because they got called out really hard.
No, it's because people were harassing us and we were not in a place where we could defend ourselves because it was unsafe. It was unsafe for us to defend ourselves and actually come out with evidence. So we just said nothing. And now that we are in a safe place, we can talk about it and we can show what we have.
But if there are any victims from that situation, I'm trying to hand out as much as the evidence I've got as possible. That way, if Chroma tries anything on you guys, you'll have a mountain of evidence already of.
Oh, so that's where the mountain of evidence claim came from the last TikTok. Okay.
Previous things they have done before you guys, and even before me. To all of those afflicted by their newest antics, I am so sorry. It's kind of on me a little bit. I hadn't kept up any of my call-out posts.
What? Even if you had, we had shared our doc with them that showed everything that we had. At least that we had put in there, because it was... Yeah, we're not doing that specific doc anymore. Because it was too much, it was just not organized very well. We're still using it because there's stuff in there that we can use to show proof and everything, but no, they knew, and it was only after they had an issue with us that they decided to side with Patterson.
Posts on them. Because honestly, I thought they were untouchable with how much they were getting away with me. But
I'm not even going to address that right now.
my hope is that you guys will have your peace and that hopefully they actually are abandoning their accounts. I'm really sorry that any of you had to be hurt, and for those of you who had helped spread information Chroma made up about me and my personal information, please do not be sorry. It is not your fault. Do not apologize for being manipulated like.
If people are actually spreading false claims and misinformation, they do need to take accountability for that because they were at the very least complicit in that. I'm not saying that that's what we did, because we didn't. But you can't just avoid accountability because of something like that. You still need to take accountability, just like we did with Foundation.
That I know how Chroma is. They're very believable. Very, very much so. Sometimes it takes being attacked by them and lied about by them to realize how deranged they are. I'm not mad at any of you. I'm not, I promise. You guys were only doing what you thought was right. And no one should yell at you for that. No one should be upset at you for that. You thought you were helping out an abuse victim.
Because they were. They were.
That is not on you. That is not your fault. You can apologize if it will help clear your conscience, but no, I already forgive you, and that what happened was not your fault. I don't know the full extent of whatever happened in whatever Discord server
Then why are you even speaking about it? You weren't involved. You don't know. You're just spreading the lies that have been created by these people.
that was. But I sincerely hope that you can all heal and move on and get your peace without Chroma starting up. I really hope they don't, but with the history we've had with them, I have a distinct feeling that they will. And when or if they do, I promise I'll help you as much as I can. Well, there's not really much I can do, but I just really hope none of you have to go through what I had to go through. And it seems you are experiencing the beginning of what I had to go through so far anyways. So
Going through what Patterson had to go through, you mean us saying that we just want to be left alone?
I really hope that everything works out for you guys. For those of you that still have me blocked or are still uneasy around me due to the nature of Chroma's claims about me, that's fine. You are under no obligation to add me or listen to me or unblock me just because y'all had a falling out with Chroma. You are not obligated. I promise you, you are not obligated. You don't own.
Well, yeah, people can make their own decisions based on evidence that they're shown.
Owe me an apology either. I already forgive you. It is not your fault. One more time. Again, it is not your fault.
And there's another claim without evidence.
Chroma is a manipulative abuser. It is not your fault.
Let's read the caption. I appreciate the apologies, but anyone recently believing Chroma who feels guilt and has profusely apologized. You are not the first and may not be the last that have manipulated only to turn around and be horrified I wasn't as bad as Chroma said. This is not your fault. If it helps you clear your conscience, you may apologize. But it's not your fault and I forgive you. Talking about Chroma ends in us getting triggered and sick physically and mentally hurts us as well, but if it helps y'all get evidence on them, I will do it. Please stay safe. If anyone goes through what I did when I have the power to stop it with all the evidence I have, I'd feel really bad. I'm here for you all, always. Yeah, okay. There's not really much to say about that. Oh, Gray's second TikTok. Let me see.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye.
So, yeah, they're claiming that we got this video taken down, and then Patterson is in the comments saying, let me actually slide this over. There we go. Patterson's in the comments saying, no, because they mass reported a video about LPS back in 2021 or 2022 for illegally regulated goods because they were offended I was still breathing after the damage they caused. Psychological damage, to be clear. Severe. One, where's the proof that it was us? Yeah, we report some videos. We're petty. We've never denied that. But you can't just blame all of this on us. TikTok, especially now, censors a lot of shit. Even TikTok back then did not take actual harassment and hate speech seriously. They always popped up with no violations found. So no, you having a video removed for something insane does not automatically mean that it was us. That's an insane claim to make with no backing. It's just assumptions. Oh, my video got taken down. It must be because Chroma's upset that I'm still alive. That's ridiculous. Are you hearing yourself? Okay, Evergreen's second TikTok.
Are you ready for sex?
Sure. I love.
Oh, great. I can mute this because it's not going to be text-to-speech or anything. So, Evergreen did a video response to someone commenting on the last video, this one. So the comment says, I've never heard of this person in SysTalk. Give me a rundown, please. Evergreen says, you got it, dude. So the Chroma system is a system that went through TBMC, which is trauma-based mind control, / RAMCO, which is ritual abuse, mind control, organized abuse, along with several of our friends / mutuals. However, instead of being trained to be trafficked, Chroma was being trained to be a handler, someone who handles victims. While they are a victim as well, they are unhealed and still allegedly in contact with their brain. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? We didn't know that we were trafficked until late 2023. How would we be trained to do that if we didn't know until people recognized us and we started recognizing places and other people? And no, we were trafficked, and we were trafficked really badly. I'm not going to show this on stream. I'm just going to read out the information that I have. So one of our friends so Jay, the person that Patterson claims we doxed, our friend said this. I think Jay sent another friend a photo from your trafficking. I'm going to look into it, but I want your permission first. If you say no, it is okay. I do not want to dig into your business if that is something you are not okay with. We said, yes, please look into it. And then asked if they could just describe the image. And said we could send them pictures of us when we were younger, if that would help. And they said I would appreciate that. Yes, all we know is it is a child who's assigned female at birth with brown hair being a child assigned female at birth with brown hair being mounted by a dog. So Jay sent that picture to one of our friends, and Patterson is over here defending them. Our friend said the pictures and your name would be appreciated greatly. I'm going to backtrace it, see where Jay got it from. We sent them pictures of us when we were younger. And then a few hours later, they said that they have results from what they found. And they said, I can say with certainty you are a victim. Titles and content I found credited to you are the following. These are only a handful. I'm sure I could find more if I looked. And then there's names of there's names of shoots. And then our friend said there are others I found, but they do not have proper titles and seem to be random clips. We asked if they could give any descriptions to see if they match any of our memories or anything. A couple of these we knew about. But it's harder when it's confirmed. Father, forgive me. A child confesses to a priest of their sins, their father touching them. The priest makes a dirty comment and proceeds to receive head. One matches. And they said the one titled Puppy Playdate is just animal child sexual abuse. One called Caged, where we were forced into a dog cage. One called Needy. An adult woman shows up, but she's masked. and not credited in the description. There's one called Sunday School, which we have been told about, and this confirmed. And our friend said, you were in a classroom and there were 2 or 3 other kids. And they said that they could be mistaken, but the name matches with ours, and the face looks identical to us. And our friend even said that they did, like, more digging on, like, Google and everything. We're the only one with that name. We're the only one with our legal name. There's one called wet waterboarding. Where we're being waterboarded while being raped. And the perch is a vomit fetish. Apparently, the one called Caged was very violent because we tried to crawl out and we were stuffed back into the cage and had our skull bashed until we stayed long enough for the door to shut. And also found out later that Jay discovered the ability to AI generate her own images. And she's been doing that with our pictures and one of our friends' pictures. And this is the person that Patterson is defending. I just want to make that clear. It's we haven't seen the pictures, we haven't seen the videos. Thank fuck. I don't know if we could function if we saw them. But that's the person. Let me just scroll all the way up in this group chat and then I'll switch screens. This is a longer group chat, so sorry, it's a lot. It's a lot. I do not want to have to scroll all the way back up if I lose my place, so I'm going to... This is a lot longer than I thought it was. This is going to take a bit to get through, but it's important, I think. Is it glitching? I think it might be glitching. Because this seems a lot longer than it was before. Okay. You know what? Let me just pin it. Jelly baby. Baby. I see you. I'm okay, baby. You okay? You okay? You just chill out a little bit, okay? Okay, let me just collapse those. And let me see. Why won't it? I don't want to accidentally. Okay. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Okay, here we go. I found it. So this is the group chat that has a lot of jelly, please. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just hold on. It's fine. Okay, that's good enough. We're okay. It's fine. We're fine. We are fine. We're fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's go through the group chat. Echo's still close. It's okay. So, we added 2 people in here. We were in DMs with people talking about everything. You are going to hurt yourself if you keep doing. I don't want to see you hurt. Please calm down. You are fine. It is okay. Everything is okay. Hold on. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. Just calm down. Everything is okay. Just calm down. Just calm down. It will be okay. You just need to relax. Yeah, you just need to relax. It's fine. Everything is okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. You're okay. You're okay. You are okay. You just need to relax a little bit. You need to just calm down. Calm down. Go, just calm. Okay? Okay? It's okay. Everything is fine. Just relax. Take a nap. Just calm down. It's fine. It's okay. Everything is okay. You are okay. Okay? You are okay. You are okay. Apologies. I don't think that my calming works as well as Echo's. But this was a group of people who were on our side at the time. I don't know if they still are. But they were at the time, so we had made a group chat just to have everyone together instead of having individual DMs between multiple people. We even say a bit more collected than trying to have a million DMs between us. Entity says that Rack doesn't like us. And we said, that's what I said. But This person said, Rack literally informed me they were shit-talking Chroma. So this is talking about... I don't know if they had a group chat or a server that they were talking about us in. An entity said, they said that someone got a seizure from one of our videos. We said, but we put flash warnings and stuff on all our videos. Rack got invited. I'm sorry, you're going to have to just ignore the tortoise. Basically just trying to figure out if they actually did hate us or not. Rack said that they are just confused and they don't hate us. We were extremely triggered during this. It's not an excuse for how paranoid we were and how we took that out on the people in this group chat. If any of them happen to be watching, I am sorry for that. None of it was meant as a personal attack. It was just paranoia and anxiety and not knowing who to trust. It still is not okay. That's not an excuse. And we are sorry for that. And Rack said, yeah, I trust you all more than everyone in that server. Apparently they did say that they hated us, but then they said that they didn't know all the details. We said, I'm so sorry if the art upset you in any way. Again, apologizing. We apologized a lot for this. And Rack said I was confused and uncomfy because of how they were being portrayed by Clown and them. They meaning us, I assume. And Rack responded to us apologizing for the art and said, nah, Chroma, you're fine. Talking about, this is a big claim that has been going around that we are an attempted murderer because we gave someone a seizure. It wasn't a child. It wasn't someone with epilepsy. And this is going to show that. So we said, we still don't know what issues Clown has/had with us. I don't know why they're all harassing us now. And to be said, they said someone had a seizure because of Chroma. And we said, we didn't do anything, we just tried to apologize. We privated the VOD because we just didn't want more harassment, which it's public now. And Rack said, yeah, Clown supposedly got triggered by enough in Chroma's comments or whatever. We straight up said that maybe Clown shouldn't be stalking us, which I stand by still. Rack said, I didn't originally... Oh, okay, talking about why they didn't want to talk to us. So, Rack didn't originally want to talk to us, but like after the way the server has portrayed Chroma, I'm more concerned about Chroma than anyone. An entity said, yeah, Chroma didn't do anything. Rack said, one of them subscribed to your YouTube to watch you. And because of the claims that were going around about us, We were panicked. I swear we aren't into animals. I swear, I swear. Rax said to that, "Now you're good, I believe you." Apparently, Bozo's system subscribed to our YouTube. I don't know if they are still subscribed. If they are, hello. Rax said, "Gray is talking to your ex apparently." The ex being Patterson. We said the ex that we have a restraining order against, and we said their username at the time. Said the ex that we have 300 plus pieces of evidence against. I think that's supposed to say whose. I know we were very, very triggered when we were who harassed and stalked us since 2021. Okay, a reply to us asking Rack if they had seen our video with the screenshots. Rack said that they didn't. I didn't see that early enough to watch it when they were sitting there yelling about your art. Rack said, "Wait, are they a system?" We said, "They claim to be in the past, I don't know. They claim to be a few months after we cut contact. They copied one of our subsystems. They claimed we groomed their littles and made them do sexual stuff in VC." That is all true. That is all claims that Patterson has made. I don't know whether or not Patterson has DID. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. Because honestly, it is none of my business. It is my business when you're making claims that we groomed your littles. Rax said, "Nah, sounds like our ex who still pretends to be a system." We said, which, no, they only started claiming to be a system months after we cut contact. We would never do anything with a little. Filtered comments. Gray was in our TikTok comments, which we had to manually approve or delete any comments, which we put on sometime in 2021, I believe, because of Patterson. So this wasn't anything new. Replying to people in our comments, our friends, saying that we drew animal porn. So that's one of Gray's accounts. This is another of Gray's accounts. Baiting us into checking their profile. They wanted us to see that video. Replying to our friend again, trying to get them to turn against us. And then they started messaging us on TikTok. They were in our DMs. "Hey Pookie, stop manipulating a literal 18-year-old. You're 23, you absolute vouch-coded creep." Replying to another person in our comments, saying, "Check out the video that we made on Chroma." And another person, all on these random videos. Another comment in our DMs, "You can't send your bullshit apologies to someone without the context and say we told you to off yourself when we didn't. Liar." We never claimed that they told us to kill ourselves. That just never happened. More more of Gray in our comments, trying to get our attention. And another. And then this is another of Gray's accounts that DM'd us saying, "You cannot escape what you've done. Maybe don't manipulate and act like a victim and block everyone who calls you out." So what, this is the third account now that Gray has used? Comment on one of our posts. And these are all of Gray's accounts, at least at the time. I don't know if there's more. I don't know. We said we never told anyone that they told us to off ourselves, by the way, because they never told us to off ourselves. At least not that we saw. Rax says, also, MLP NSFW art is everywhere. Doesn't mean someone wants to fuck a pony. We said some friends we've spoken to said that us trying MLP NSFW art could be a way to process our ACSA trauma. And Rex said, absolutely, I wouldn't be shocked. We said we had drawn it years before we had found out we had gone through RAIN stuff, meaning trafficking. We asked them if they were in the server where Foundation joined. This is the Foundation thing. They say, wait, the server dedicated to Foundation. So there's proof right there that there was a server made just for Foundation to harass them. We were involved. It's something that we have a lot of guilt over. We did apologize in the first part, but I'm going to apologize again. Foundation, you did not deserve any of that, and I'm sorry. And we said, yeah, and then Foundation had joined for like an hour. Rax said they left because they didn't want to deal with it, which is fine. We said, do you remember if we had ever fake claimed Foundation or their trauma? Rax says, I don't think so, but like pretty much everyone was fake claiming them at one point, so agreeing was what some of us did to just shut them up, not gonna lie. We said, yeah, they're making us feel crazy because we don't remember fake claiming them. We remember stating that at worst they were faking, and at best they were misinformed. Rax said, yeah, that's what you said. I don't know who that person is, so I'm going to skip that. But you are free to pause the stream and read any of these. Okay, Jelly, what are you doing? I need to clean that up. Hold on. Okay, I have to switch it back. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. Okay. Hopefully Jelly will be more quiet. She scratched up our arms, but that's fine. Okay. Let me see. They said, I'm still really upset about Grizzy and Levy just outright lying to us. Grizzy said they weren't going to spread rumors or conspire against us. Let me just read this. I don't know the context of this, but I'm going to read this. That's not what we intended it to have come across as, and I apologize for that. We genuinely were not stalking you. We had gotten comments from Gray from multiple accounts and found the video that way. The timing just happened to be as you commented. They said, we're currently very, very paranoid and we wish to not interact with you during this situation. Do not contact us and we won't contact you. We won't spread rumors or conspire against you. We're just scared of everyone at the moment and cannot be irresponsible. We said that's valid. Thank you for stating your boundaries. We hope you're safe. And then Levi had helped us with the scripts for the TikTok video. Let me see. Levi said, I'm going to block you too, but not because you deserve to be abandoned. You don't, or because I hate you. I don't, but because I don't like how any of this story looks. It's a red flag to me. Best of luck. I hope this situation helps you learn how to apologize in the future. We wish nothing but safety for these people. Rock said, Levy hasn't said anything as far as I'm aware because they aren't in the server. We said Levy commented on Gray's video, saying we told them a completely different story and that our video was like a bad YouTuber apology. Rock said, holy shit, some people, I wasn't fully informed when I said that we wouldn't be interacting with you anymore, and then hearing more from the others made me worry for you. This person said, when they helped you write it, in response to Levy calling it a bad YouTuber apology. Here's more DMs between us and Levi. We say, because they ask if we're being harassed. We say at this point Gray is. We never fake claimed anyone's trauma, so I don't know why they're framing it that way. Levi said report them for harassment and bullying. I can totally do the same if you need. We say yes, please. Levi says, I suggest having other friends do it too. Mass report on baby. We said, I'm sorry to drag you into it. I just know that if people saw it, they would assume the worst. Levi said, you didn't drag me into it. You shed light on the situation. I don't know if I'm reading your tone/mood correctly, by the way, so correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm right, you seem a little uncollected about the situation. Would you be willing to look over the script? They say sure. You say Gray is trying to add us on here again. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish because they had sent a lot of Discord friend requests trying to add us. I don't remember if it was one account or multiple. Then we said about the script, we'll send it in parts because it's long and we're not done writing it, but any feedback is appreciated. Here's someone from that server. Basically wishing death on us. quoting us where Patterson did imply and say that it was unhinged song lyrics, and me and Ashley are like really blurry right now because I don't talk like that. Patterson had done like a journal on one of their DeviantArt accounts, screaming, spamming song lyrics and random key smashes, and said something near the end like, it won't be karma knocking on your door, I'm thinking a hitman. And this person in the server said that someone in their system said, I wish someone hired a hit on your ass. Meaning us. Said we saw that. Honestly, I don't know any like program stuff with us. I think Corvin might have. But those were definitely taken and put somewhere else. I don't have those memories. So we saw that as if we don't have a mega progs going off because of them, because they're isolating us and making us feel like we don't have any other choice. And then we made a trauma joke saying they don't have to hire a hitman if our programmed alters get to it first. Basically, Rack was apologizing and we said, it's okay, we don't hold it against you, they're manipulating everyone. Rack said, I'm glad y'all are okay. Jelly, I don't know what you want, baby. But you're gonna get hurt if you keep doing that. I don't know what she wants. We said, had persecutor self-harm a lot, and our addiction holder down like half a bottle of Seagram's escapes, but we're physically safe right now. Just very, very hurt and lost, gaslit to hell by that group. This person said that they're just here to talk shit. Rock said mood. Person said that they hate them. We said, genuinely, we don't know what to do. Because people think we're some horrible abusive system who's also faking DID and has PDID instead apparently, and that we're into animals. I think that was a claim that they made at one point, that we didn't have DID, we had partial DID, which we have highly complex DID. We said we don't fit the definition for PDID at all. We switch multiple times a day, like full switches. Yes, some alters front more often in our system, but that's because they have front-facing roles, get triggered out more easily, just want to be out more, etc. Just because we get triggered and need other alters to come and make sure people aren't fronting who aren't supposed to be, doesn't mean we have PDID because we don't, Jelly. I don't know what she wants. I don't know what she wants. Explaining PDID, I'm just gonna read it. PDID stands for partial DID. It is comprised of one dominant alter who is in front 24/7, and the rest are called non-dominant alters. Instead of switches taking place, non-dominant alters take a passive influence over what the dom alter says, does, feels, thinks, etc. The non-dom alters can still co-front/co-con. The only time full switches can occur is during times of extreme stress/trauma. We said we have no idea who's fronting. It's very blurry. It was Nia and Audrey because they front to help us sleep because our sleep is horrible. They're still in our system. They still have that role. Now we have no idea. It was like all the persecutors in front before. We were hoping that by just marking our accounts as abandoned, that they would see it as a victory and leave us be. Said, I just don't know what to do because this has gotten to a point where they're making people block us. We dealt with this before with our abuser, aka Patterson. We can't go through this again. We barely survived it before. We can't survive it again. Suggested that we take an internet break. And I do remember during that time we stayed off of like all social media. Didn't even go on YouTube or anything. We were just on Stardew Valley for like the entire day. Just constantly. Info dumping about Stardew, not really important. Yeah, more Stardew stuff. Okay, distracted is okay. Sometimes we need distractions. It still just baffles us because we were sending normal SFW art in that channel after sending the NSFW one, and people kept talking to us like normal. Why would they not say something? Am I remembering it wrong? Also, here we said, also please let us know if we do/say anything that makes anyone here uncomfortable. We won't get upset, we won't get offended, we won't take it personally. Boundaries are important. Doesn't matter if it's as small as us using a certain emoji or as big as us sending something like, for example, a piece of NSFW art. If it makes you uncomfortable or upset, etc., then it's important and it should be taken seriously. I just need to check and see if there's... Okay, no new messages there. Okay. Rex said, of course I'd rather communicate to you than block and shit talk you. We said, can you tell me if I'm remembering this wrong? Rex says, nah, you're right. Let me see if that channel still exists. Hold on. We say, I remember a couple of people just saying we drew the art well, and that was it. Vent, that's not important. I'm not going to dump random people's stuff in here. Helping them ground. Okay, that's our VOD. A profile that requested to follow us. Here we go. Rex said, I'm so done with these idiots, holy fuck. They got a bunch of screenshots and shit now from Kyoko. I'm saying it. We read the disclaimer before. We're not saying it to dead name. We're just reading the messages. That is literally it. And didn't question any of it. We say, I'm not even surprised. There's a reason we have a ton of evidence ourselves. A lot of ours completely debunks Kyoko's. Rex says, yeah, and Kyoko made a video regarding the situation, I think. We say Kyoko just needs to stop and follow the restraining order. Pony stuff. Feels like we didn't sleep at all. We kept waking up and we were too paranoid to fall asleep. We said, you don't happen to have the evidence Kyoko is giving. Also, are they really using the name Kyoko? We were asked, literally proof that we were asking what name they go by. Rex says, yeah, at least one thing says Kyoko, so I assume so. And hold on, I might have to get that after work. Here we say, Kyoko has been calling us transphobic because we don't know what name they're using and they change their pronouns every 2 business days and expect us to know. Dog pictures. Apparently they were fake claiming us because of one of our VODs. So I just noticed I'm looking over the screenshots from that group and they're talking about our voice in the VODs. We streamed that before Core Infused, and also we were switching a lot during it, and also very triggered because that entire situation with Kyoko is extremely triggering for us. So wouldn't it make sense for us to be speaking slower with different vocal fries? Said they're really trying to pull the "oh, they aren't acting consistently" card on us. Well, no shit, wouldn't that just prove more that we aren't faking? So they were literally fake claiming us. Said, we don't control how our voice sounds or how we speak, it's just how it is. When we're more dissociated, we talk slower. Said, it's very clear in a lot of our VODs when we dissociate because words get more difficult and we literally look dissociated. We've switched in streams before and gotten triggered and stuff. I'm still confused as to why Grizzy is claiming we have PDID instead of DID. If they even looked through just our video thumbnails, they'd see different alters. And not to mention, that group are the ones who told us we were part of the ring. Okay. What do you want? What do you want? Here, you want more of these? I can give you more of these. There. Go. Go eat. No, go this way. I put down more of those if you want them. No? I don't know what you want. You gotta chill though. I don't know why she is acting up so much today. She's usually like kind of restless and has been for like the past week because she's still settling in, but it's never been this bad. I don't know if it's like she's trying to make us take breaks. Okay, Entity said they also said I was a part of it and now none of them will admit it. We say, which yes, we were, as in we were trafficked. There's too much evidence pointing to it to say otherwise. Too many coincidences and memories. Entity said, which I have never been trafficked, so bullshit. We say they can't go claiming someone was part of a ring and then backpedal like that. Entity said, you can't just go around telling people they were trafficked. Like, either give me evidence or shut your damn mouth. I'm just showing appreciation for them being here. I'm not going to share that because that's personal. We might have, like, talked about it in other streams. It's just talking about a suicide attempt we had in 2020. Okay. Dogs. Talking about, like, age sliding or age regressing. Rex said, hey, just so you know, we're kind of blurry right now because someone said something in a server that triggered us. He said, no worries, let us know if you need anything. Okay. See. Oh. I mean, this is more personal, but can I share it? Okay. So, basically, Corvin was very, very close to Val, who was one of the alters that fused to create Ashley. When Val fused, Corvin was extremely upset. Extremely upset. And I remember when I was Corvin and that happened, it was just... I felt a lot of anger towards the fact that it had happened, and I did resent Ashley for a bit while I was processing it. Because Val had been there. Val had been in our system since... Val's first memory started at around 3 years old. So Corey pre-fusion knew Val. Corvin knew Val. It was really hard when Val fused. I don't hold any resentment now, and me and Ashley are really close. And I'm really grateful for that relationship. But back then it was really, really hard. So Ashley said, I know you're not fond of me, Corvin, but I didn't prevent you from fronting out of malice, which I remember the situation from when I was Corvin. I was very, very, very mad at everything that was happening with this group. And I wanted to lash out and just... yeah. And Ashley, being primary protector, didn't want that happening because that could have made things so much worse. And she was right. It would have made things so much worse. She said, being reactionary would have made the situation worse. Your feelings are extremely valid and you have every right to be upset with the situation and with me, but it would have caused more harm to react emotionally. And my response to Corvin was, well, that worked out great, didn't it? I think that was after Ashley did the TikTok with the script and showed the screenshots, because then we just got harassed more. So I was upset. Ashley was upset and trying to deal with things. She had literally just fused. That was her very first TikTok. And I think that might have been her only TikTok. Yeah, that was her only TikTok that she made right after she fused. And it was to deal with this situation. And her very first stream was about the situation. That was right after she fused. Entities asked if Corvin and Ashley didn't like each other. Said, I don't like Ashley. Ashley seems neutral towards me. I was pretty close with one of the alters that fused to create Ashley, so I guess I had hold some feelings towards that. I know it's not her fault. Yeah, me and Ashley have a good relationship now. Talking about like inner world stuff and subsystems. I'm not going to show this because it's personal to them. Okay, here's another screenshot. Here's Levi, I don't know. Talking about us. They told me a very different story, yikes. They said all of this was taken out of context. It's giving bad YouTuber apology video. Patterson said this is what they said to me and my evidence at first. Levi said, I don't know what this comment means, but I'll clarify that I was arguing in favor of the victims. Patterson says, sorry, what I mean is that I've been a victim of Chroma for 3 years, and I meant this is what Chroma did to me too. We said nobody with any sense would look at the mass amount of accounts Kyoko has used to bypass blocks and stalk and harass us and say Kyoko is the victim here. Said, is Basalt involved with talking shit about us? Rax said, Basalt is in the server, but they haven't said much. I'd be careful. He said they have us blocked anyways. We wouldn't trust them after this regardless. This just, I don't get it. We literally survived being trafficked together and they just. Oh, cool. We had a channel dedicated to us. And they archived the VOD that Ashley did. Okay, here's Gray talking with Patterson. I think that's the archive of the video. Patterson says, also, I realize y'all are pointing out Chroma will censor their own friends but not anyone else. That's exactly what they did with me too, and when I mentioned they had a pissy fit over me. Our whole doc. We even say, like, look through there and tell me Kyoko is the victim. Let's see. Their video got taken down. He said, I like how they automatically assume it was us. I say, I want to stream and just show all the Discord DMs, but Ashley is saying it's a bad idea, and I know it is. It was back then. But now we're showing everything. So maybe I should go through and see. You say, I'm just mad that people lie to our face and stab us in the back. Apparently that group hates Bluebell because he set boundaries. And I said, don't you know that you can't actually state your boundaries in that group? That you have to just read minds about boundaries but never actually talk about them? Literally, let me just read your minds. Oh, wait. Okay, this is important. Entity said, oh yeah, sorry, let me just know that none of you want to be pinged ever. Also, if it is that much of an issue, mute the server, bestie. Some of the things I was pinging about were important too. Said, literally, let me just read your minds and know that Bozo's giving us permission to post art wasn't actually permission to post art. And now they're calling us fucking zoophiles when we literally lived through that shit. Okay, so I think it was either Bozo's or Clown's server that was. Apparently when this happened, Gray was 16. Gray is an adult now, because this was 2 years ago. You say, Rack, do you know why Clown hated us before? Because apparently Clown was uncomfortable with us before, but we still have no idea what we did. Even Bozo said they thought things between us and Clown were fine. Rack said, nah, Clown just gets bad feelings about people, that people ignore their bad feelings. And then we said, if Clown got such bad feelings about us, then why did they make us a fucking mod on their TikTok when they were still doing lives? Apparently Entity was also a mod. We never asked to be made a mod. They just made us one. Let's see. Said, Bozo seems just really fucking two-faced, honestly, because they literally said they thought things were fine, and that they were sorry because they were part of the reason we even just fucking sent the art. And this person says they are. He said, and then they'll just pretend they didn't do that shit. These people can't just fucking communicate. If they would just fucking talk to us about shit. And us reading a humanized, aged up fanfic is not zoophilia. Okay, here we say, do they have any idea what they're doing? Because we have never tried to just bury shit if it's something we feel we need to address. Our TikTok was literally so fucking kind to them. And here's quotes from that TikTok. Nobody involved is a bad person. We all have healing to do. Our apologies to them were so kind. Our last messages to them. We won't post about this or make a big deal out of it. Leave us alone and we'll do the same. We hope you're all safe. They literally started this shit because of a video Mirage posted that wasn't even about them. They could have posted shit like right after it all happened, but no, they wait nearly a month. Here's where I started panicking really badly. They're going to tell Kyoko about our Ramkoa trauma. Kyoko has tried contacting our family before. Here's Frax saying Evergreen is making a video about the art, which we already went over. Here we say, I think this is where the claims of us apparently threatening to traffic children come from, and us apparently being in contact with the ring come from. At this point, let me make it very clear. Our parents were the ones who trafficked us. Patterson has tried to contact our parents before. We were still living with them at that time. Our first thought was, shit. Now Patterson knows that this happened to us and that we're aware of it. They really don't like us. They've threatened us before. They've done all of this before. If they tell our parents that we know that we were trafficked by them, I'm fine, just give me a second. We were really, really fucking scared that we would end up back in that situation. Because a lot of people don't survive that shit. A lot of kids die. And if we were back in that situation, I don't think that we would survive. So we said, in this group chat, if it comes down to it, if and only if it does, we have to put our system first, and that means that if it comes down to it, we will give information about those people to survive. I don't know how likely it is that it will get to that point, but if it's between us and them, we have to choose us. And because of that, because we said that we have to put ourselves first, if we got put back in that situation of being trafficked, because we said that we had to put ourselves first, we're now having claims brought against us saying that we are threatening to traffic children. Rex said, now they're saying Chroma knows insider cues. We replied saying, excuse me? So they think we're a handler in training or programmer in training, and they're purposely pissing us off? If we were, they would be in so much danger. Said, I bet their reasoning will be, oh, Chroma has said enough in their comments before. Which I know that there's a screenshot somewhere in this group chat that I'll show. We say, didn't they say that we caused someone to have a seizure because they read one of our comments where we said enough? And then Rack said, yeah, Clown. Clown is an adult. Clown was an adult when we met them and were in contact with them. There were no epileptic children involved. So no, we don't cause... We haven't caused seizures in epileptic children. There's no proof to that because it never happened. This is the seizure stuff that they're talking about, where Ashley wrote the word enough in one of our own comments on our own video, not replying to anyone. No one was, like, tagged in that video or the comments or anything. Ashley used the word enough, and they started claiming that we caused someone to have a seizure because of that, because we used the word enough. That is what that is. Okay, let's go over these screenshots, shall we? Here's Clown. Chroma knew insider cues and cued several littles to tell them about explicit rituals and video shoots. Said, you don't think we actually did that shit, do you? Max says, absolutely not. He said, I'm so paranoid we would never trigger any alter on purpose. We don't even do it with our own system. Max said, dude, you're fine. They're starting shit. I'd genuinely abandon your old system account and change your system name. This person said they want to be the victim so bad. We said changing our shit isn't going to help because they have Kyoko on their side. Because at that point, Patterson had our address. Patterson got our address in the first place because they filed false DMCA claims on DeviantArt, which I will be showing in another stream. Probably not this one, because this one's been going on for ages and we're still only on the first fucking section. But we do have proof of that, and DMCA claims are like a legal process. We had to put in our information. That's how they got our address. And we said, I remember talking to Judith about something, but they didn't speak like a little, and two, there was absolutely no indicator of them being a little. We would never do that shit on purpose. If we had known they were a little, we would have just not. They're making all this shit up and pretending they're the victims. Rack says the only indication of Judith being a little was in an old server where she legit said she was 3. Said, if they think we're so involved with the ring still, then maybe we should just go back and tell them about these fucking people. Then said, not serious, just venting, just upset. would not do that willingly. And you can see that these aren't edited. They're making us feel genuinely insane, like we're genuinely awful people who are attracted to animals and trigger littles. Rex said, nah, you're not like that. He said, God, Kyoko is going to back them up on that shit too, because Kyoko has claimed we made their littles do sexual shit. Okay. Also, I remember Grizzy would let their littles speak in the server about all sorts of shit having to do with, like, the shoots and the rain. Why would anyone let their littles run off unsupervised like that? It's always protect littles until the system needs to be responsible for theirs. We didn't ask for littles to speak to us. We marked so much shit as 18+2 with censors. We never said anything without a trigger warning at the very least. We've let our littles post on our socials before with supervision. Our littles are never alone in front. There's always an adult at the very least co-con, if not co-fronting. Because if our littles want to play a silly little game on stream, we have no issues with it as long as there's an adult nearby, because they deserve autonomy. Within reason, no little should be doing sexual shit. You know how people in that group had singlet Sona accounts? What if Gray has a system Sona account? These people don't think shit through. It's aggravating. Because imagine if we were involved with the ring like they claim. We have information on them. The last thing you want to do is piss off someone involved with a ring like that. Because they will hurt people, they will kill people, they will torture people, and they'll do it all with a smile. If they do this shit to someone actually involved in the ring, they'll be in very, very, very active danger. The shit Foundation was doing was dangerous, but this, I hope to whatever fucking god might exist, that they haven't done this to someone actually involved, and that they won't do this to someone actually involved. Because as much as we will do what we need to survive, and as much as we hate them for all this shit, they don't deserve to be put in that kind of danger. Nobody deserves that. Okay. Here's DMs between Gray and Patterson. Let's all move on, Chroma 2024. That happened yesterday, get over it already. Chroma 2021. Do you know what the account is by chance? I doubt anyone does, but I'm hoping to block it ahead of time so they can't block me, then unblock me repeatedly. That's what Patterson did to us. Yeah, I'm going to doubt Chroma isn't ever not going to report things. They don't want any evidence up about them ever. Not even simple callouts with no evidence. We want to be held accountable. But we are not going to sit here and take accountability for things that we have not done that there is no evidence for. That is the issue. Stay on top of it if possible. If they're still lurking around, they may try and find a way to blame / paint you all as bad people. They may try to claim their abuser manipulated you. And then Patterson says, if it helps your rep any, you can say you have fuck all to do with me. Let's all move on. Yeah, because we tried fixing things and communicating and then got attacked for it, so we just left it. Here we just said that we don't do the VCs much anymore after 2021 because Patterson and us were constantly on voice calls, specifically Patterson and Drew. And then because they were calling us a pedophile, we made a joke saying, hey, since you dox pedophiles, you should dox us. Yeah, I'll read this one. Gonna walk into the doctor's next month, get weighed, ask what my secret is, and say, be too anxious to eat anything. Someone tried commenting on one of our videos, but I guess they blocked us after because we can't see it, so we don't even know what they tried to say because the filter just won't show it. Let's see. I don't trust myself or anyone in my system to give advice. Seems like everything we do just makes things worse. And here's where Patterson joined the server. Because that group started saying that Patterson was trafficked with them. I am not going to speculate whether or not Patterson was. Because I don't know, and it would be disgusting for me to speculate about that. I'm not going to do that. Say, I'm surprised you didn't join earlier. Just makes it more likely that we'll be put in danger because we still live with the people who put us in the ring. Meaning our parents. So Kyoko is going to see everything about how we went through that and contact our parents and shit. Makes it more likely we'll have to give the information to the ring about that group. They've fucked themselves and they don't even realize it, and they don't care. It's very, very fucking clear that we did not want to willingly give up any information. We still don't. Hugo is still claiming to be a system. If Kyoko does contact our family, then all of them are in active danger. And I hate saying that because it makes it sound like I'll just flat out give up information about anyone we don't like. But when it comes to our survival, we have to put ourselves first. I think these were just edited to add the censors. But we haven't touched this since the most recent thing we've done is pin the first message. Rex says they're now calling Chroma a handler in training. He said, yeah, I love being a handler in training when we can't even leave the fucking house. Someone needs to warn these people about what they're doing because at this point it's very likely that we'll have to choose between giving up information and our survival. Rex said that they tried, and they don't believe it. Okay, yep, here, let me edit in spoiler stuff so you don't have to look at it. Asking what they need. Saying, I'm debating trying to unblock Gruzy on Discord and trying to add them to tell them straight up if Kyoko contacts our family, and we have to choose between our survival and giving up information, we put ourselves above everything else. It isn't even the threat, it's a legit, genuine warning. They were bad before, but now they're just giving all sorts of info to the person who's doxed us, tried to get us arrested, tried to destroy our life. I won't even lie, I'm so scared. Kyoko won't stop. This is going to fuel them even more. Kyoko has been doing this since September 14th, 2021. They won't stop. I'm worried for my system, but I'm also worried about them, and I fucking hate that I'm worried about that group of people. Here we go. I know you all believe us, but I need reassurance right now that you all believe me when I say I don't want to give up information to that organization. Yes, I believe you. It's something I've genuinely never thought about doing. And Diddy says, I know it's rough, super rough, but I believe you 100%. In the end, you come first. We say, but if it comes to it, if it's either us surviving or us telling them information about those people, we have to. We just have to, and I hate it. I hate it so much, I don't want to. Max says, Cyber was a former handler in training. Us panicking, just saying that we don't want to go back. We didn't even know we were part of that thing until December of last year, and this was a message from 2024. We had no idea. How could we be a handler in training if we had no idea? They brought in our literal abuser and stalker and harasser and doxer into this. Then they have the audacity to claim that the Facebook group is something they won't stand for. There was, from what I remember, there was a Facebook group, like, oddly focused on clown and, like, fake claiming them. I don't remember much about that, but that was a thing. Said they are the Facebook group right now. By bringing in Kyoko, they are the Facebook group. They are the doxers and abusers. Because how fucking dare we apologize for shit and post videos, right? How dare we want to be left alone? How dare we wish them nothing but safety? Obviously that means we like children and are into animals and are a literal handler in training. We didn't do anything to them. I'm not going to uncensor that. I know what it says. And that's not something that I think I should be sharing because it's not my trauma. We say they better fucking not bring up any of the shit we were involved in during that because it isn't their fucking story to tell. It's our story to tell if and when we feel safe, and if they even mention shit about our own experiences in that horrific place. Asking if they can help us in any way. Said not unless you can magically make Kyoko fuck off or magically get us out of our living situations so we don't have to worry. You know what's funny? That group talked about how the Rain wanted us to turn against each other. And it's happening and they can't even see it. Because now if we're reaccessed in any way, we're going to give shit up. This is what they wanted. Why do they not see that? We didn't lie about anything when we did our TikTok and stream. They were playing right into the Rain's hands. We owned up to that shit. This was the plan all along. They wanted all this to happen. The Rain has them right where they want them. Rex said, honestly, block Hugo and stay quiet online for now. It's the safest option. They said that they aren't going to dox you. He said, us or entity, because Hugo lies like they breathe. Rex said, us. Say, claiming everything is edited. Yeah, this is where Ashley, like, shoved into co-front and was calming Corbin down. And then Ashley says, I don't want to come off as pushy, so I'll start with saying this is all just a suggestion. You don't have to do what I'm saying, and you can take parts of it and do that or discard it. I think we all need to step back for now, take some time to just breathe, don't look at Discord or TikTok, turn off notifications, disconnect for a while, and do some self-care. Post it here if you'd like to. I'm going to mute our notifications here until we've had time to just wind down, and we'll look at it later when we're in a better headspace. I also just want to state that none of us in my system are upset at any of you here. Us needing a break doesn't mean that we like you any less or don't trust you. Trust is still incredibly fragile in general right now because of everything that's happened, but we genuinely are grateful and appreciative of all of you. If you need to contact us for anything besides the situation, feel free to DM us, but our responses may be delayed. Please don't DM us to talk about this situation. We wanted to keep it in the group chat. Here, okay, there's the screenshot, okay. We never stated it was just horse anatomy. And then we asked if Rack could, like, confirm or correct if it was wrong. Okay, here's from Basalt's video. The second thing we will discuss is the fact that they posted a known queue. They put multiple of those in the server in danger / distress, and that the queue caused a seizure and a narco / spin prog in one member, causing direct harm. Here's the comments. Continuing to harass us at this point is simply sad. We've addressed what we needed to. Enough. That's the word. That's what was posted that supposedly caused someone to have a seizure. To be very clear, we were not even thinking about cues when we made that comment. It's a comment on our own video. They're twisting things around, and we posted that comment as a way to tell them to knock it off. Another thing about that, we may have at one point been told that word was a cue. However, we are a highly complex DID system. We forget things. I didn't even know that was a cue. Corvin may have, but I did not. An incredibly common word that happens to be used in one of our comments does not mean we did it on purpose. We don't even know our own cues, let alone anyone else's. We asked Rack again, did we make it seem as though the art was just showing anatomy? And I would like to point out that even if we did, we clearly put content warning gay pony porn in the caption. Rack said, nah, you properly trigger warned it. Entity says at that point it is their decision to look or not look. Plus it was in a NSFW channel. Rack said, yeah, that was what I was saying. I think those are people who requested to follow us. And then Gray started messaging Entity through multiple accounts. Sorry, our throat. Our throat. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can see all of that. Can you see it all if I... Nope. Okay. So Gray messaged Entity to tell Entity to leave people alone. Apparently Entity followed Clown, which was an accident, and Entity viewed Gray's profile. They're now claiming that in one of our comments on our own video where we used the word enough, that we did it on purpose because we knew it was a cue. I know that this video doesn't exist anymore. I don't think this one exists anymore either. This is actually Patterson's fiance. I have to have it minimized so that it shows the whole thing. So this goddess person is Patterson's current fiance, as far as I'm aware. They said they always gave me an off vibe, honestly, talking about us. Something just always felt off. I don't know, never trusted them to begin with personally. I don't think we ever interacted with Patterson's fiance at all. Bozo says, honestly, good for you. I don't recommend interacting with them ever. We made a huge mistake. Patterson's fiance says, hey, that's okay. It's not your fault, nor are you the first victim, of course. Probably not the last, sadly, either. Bozo said, yeah, hopefully this video will help at least one person stay away from them in the future. And Patterson's fiance says, I just genuinely hope they get help. Okay. More of Gray and Entity talking. If people are comfortable with it and have enough time and energy, would you be willing to report the videos I linked? And just Gray constantly talking to Entity. Entity asked if they were being unreasonable. We said no. If they didn't want you following them, they could have simply blocked you. They want drama. I'm more mature than you. Oh, is that why you're harassing people with multiple accounts, Gray? I know. Okay, so here we did delete a couple of our messages. Those messages were just... It was specifically, like, the username of this person. That's what it was. Any picture that had their username showing, we deleted. Including, because you'll see a gap here. We deleted our response there because it was information about that account. That account has nothing to do with the situation or us or anyone involved. What is this? Okay, so that's not about us. oh no, how dare someone actually ask for context and proof? They know that their story would crumble if they actually showed what happened, which is a big part of the reason why we're showing this. Okay, so that's talking about the card person. Gray's videos down. Evergreen, Bozos, Basalt, and Graves / Novak's videos are still up. That was that video. I'd just like to point out how funny it is that we never stated names until after they did. You know, I see a pattern actually. Kyoko did the same thing. We didn't name drop Kyoko until they name dropped us. It's like a match made in, well, hell. Okay, just conversation with cards. Jelly, baby, you gotta stop. You're gonna flip yourself over and get hurt. You gotta stop, baby. Okay, let me see. We weren't posting publicly as a system until 2021 because that's when we got our diagnosis. We only started posting after our diagnosis. Let me see. I don't know who this is a conversation between. It's obviously this person and someone else, but I don't see another name. What do you know of what's going on? I just saw a thing on TikTok where a lot of drama tends to be, and just got that something was posted in a server and they got kicked for it, but real lost on the whole situation. So basically, Chroma drew NSFW of 2 adult ponies from MLP Not Realistic. Chroma asked permission to post it in the NSFW channel first, spoiled and trigger warned it properly. People got uncomfortable, but nobody said anything, and people even complimented the art. After, they got accused of bestiality and zoophilia because of the art, as well as being a pedo and a groomer, because they read aged-up fan fictions, which is just stupid, in my opinion. They also claim Chroma used a Q trigger, which was the word enough in a video they made, which is also stupid. Another thing, they also fake claim Chroma on having DID, and fake claim them on being abused, and are literally siding with their abuser. I've seen all the proof Chroma has against them. We said, it's not like we haven't been open with showing evidence and stuff either. We want to be held accountable for things we do wrong so we can learn and do better, like with the closed names. I just don't understand why nobody would even talk to us about all of this. They just see a video and assume the worst. I still feel crazy. What if we didn't put a content warning and just thought we did? What if we didn't ask for permission and just sent it? Rex said, well, you did put a content warning and did ask for permission. I know that. Okay. Already read that screenshot. So it's the last thing we sent to Bozos, and that was it. We apologize for our actions in the server, as well as how we may have come off in DMs. We were under the impression that the art was alright to send, as both you and Rack had affirmed we could, as long as it was censored. Regardless, we should have made sure it was alright with everyone in the chat. We're sorry for any discomfort, triggers, flashbacks, memories, and pain this has caused. While it was not our intention, intention doesn't matter when people are hurt by actions. We don't expect any form of acknowledgement or response, but feel it's important for us to take accountability for what happened. Thank you for reading, and we hope you're safe. Talking about us again. They, as in us, know quite well that the alters in question were littles. All the profile pictures are child/baby profiles. Let's see. Judith's profile picture was like a doll. That's what I assume they were, a doll alter. And when an alter speaks like an adult, unless there's an indication that they aren't adult, I assume they're an adult. At most, I thought Judith was an age slider. Rack said, valid. I only knew Judith was a little from an old combo in a server. So we didn't do it on purpose. If we had known, we wouldn't have fucking done it. Said, I hate how they went after Ashley for just using the word enough. This is kind of where, when I was Corvin, like, this is where the resentment started to fade and we were starting to get on better terms. How would she have known it was a Q? She's a protector. So many protectors use that word when there's bullshit happening. Just because we used that one word doesn't mean we're a goddamn handler in training, especially when we're actively planning how to escape this house. But am I crazy in saying that a lot of protectors use that word? We did say that we hoped that the group was paranoid because that's how they made us feel. Not a great thing to say, but we're not hiding the fact that we said it. And then Rack got kicked from the server because the group found out somehow that it was Rack who was sending screenshots to us. Why are they freaking out? We said because they can say shit but can't face the consequences. Said they just really don't want anyone seeing what actually happened. Did you send them, meaning the screenshots, to Bluebell? Said, well, they sure as fuck think you did, so why does it matter if you actually did? They don't care about the truth, they just care about what they want to be true. And Rack said the response that they were going to send, saying he asked a question, Nightwing screenshotted a few things to answer, that was all. I genuinely didn't realize providing the proof people asked for was an issue. If that hurt people, then I'm sorry, but like I was trying to answer a question, I honestly haven't been grounded most of the day either. We say, why do they not want people actually seeing the evidence? That's just red flags. If we ever post again to TikTok under a new account, of course, we've already chosen another system name. Obviously deleted the message saying that name, which we did not post to. And I don't care if you believe us on that or not. But we don't have TikTok anymore. We deleted it before we moved here. Okay, here we go. So here is where Patterson is telling people something that we've already willingly addressed, that we were like 18 or 19 and we had been in that relationship with the person who said that they were 17. They just asked, can you shed some light on this? I said, I can, yeah. And Rack said, now we're just concerned because Kyoko sent Gray that. We're not trying to accuse you of shit or anything. So here we explain it. Again. So that person was in an art server with us and they had access to NSFW channels. They told us they were 17. We never did sexual stuff or anything with this person, by the way, before anyone says anything. That never came up, never happened. But we did date them for a bit online when we were 19. They said they were 17. It came out that they were 15 and we broke it off immediately after we found out. Rack said, okay, thanks. We said, obviously, it still probably shouldn't have happened even if they had been 17, but yeah, I think we even addressed that in our doc somewhere. Page 70 of our doc. We have never groomed anyone. There was a situation in 2019 when we accidentally had a romantic relationship with a 15-year-old. The 15-year-old had told us they were 17 and we were 19 at the time. The relationship was never sexual in any way, and we were told sometime after the relationship had started that they were actually 15. After we found that out, we immediately cut ties with that person and the relationship. More stuff, which we'll probably go into more detail on in later streams. We said, anything you need / want clarified, etc., just let us know because we will address things if asked. Rex said, we're having so much anxiety right now because we both feel bad and don't about giving Bluebell screenshots. Like, I don't know, dude. He deserves to know what was happening, but shit was out of context and that didn't help. Gray shouldn't have been dragged into system drama in the first place either. We said, agreed. Honestly, they never should have been looking at her account if they were just waiting for an excuse to cause drama. If they wanted to post a video, they should have done it when this all happened and not waited nearly a month. Don't force yourself to continue being a part of this though, Rack. If it's too much, that's valid and your boundaries are important. And then they left the group chat. We just said that they probably needed some space. Said if you or Bluebell need a break / space / etc. too, please don't feel like you have to stay. It's exhausting to deal with no matter which side you're on. All we ask is to let us know that you need a break before leaving so that we don't think you've backstabbed us. It said if it gets too much to let us know. It said you don't have to justify needing space or setting boundaries. Your boundaries are important. We just need to know that they exist. If you need anything, feel free to DM us, even if you just want TikToks of tiny tortoises. Talking about sleep. Talking about antipsychotics. Entity blocking Patterson on Discord. Patterson's Spirit Sprinkles account and all of Gray's accounts. I think we're going to make our new TikTok account today. Follow some of the important people we don't want to forget about. Talking about some weird ass nightmare. Oh. Oh yeah, I guess we did go through that. In the nightmare, we knew we went through electrical shock, torture, and then we woke up with a headache. Yeah, we went through that. We don't have like specific details of going through it, just the knowledge. Because I don't think we would just randomly dream about going through that. I'm not gonna get into like the Legion stuff. They're not a good person. There's information about them out there. I don't really know too much. Did Basalt's video about us get taken down? It did. Good thing we took that screenshot, so if we do decide to do a call out account, there's that. It's not a call out account or stream, really. It's just showing what actually happened. Still mad that they went after Ashley for using the word enough. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? We not allowed to speak English now? Didn't remember it was even a Q word. Ashley had absolutely no idea, and we didn't post it in a comment on any of their videos. It was literally on our own video. If we came into their space and said it while knowing it was a Q, yeah, that would be a big issue, but we didn't. We've shown our evidence. We are open to showing more. We want people to ask questions if they need to. We want to explain our side of it, the full story, not just what makes us look like the perfect victim. That's why we own up to shit we did and have done to fuel the fire. Like, yes, we've made poor decisions. We did art with our abuser's character that we shouldn't have done. We were needlessly aggressive at points. Like, we literally own up to shit we've done. We literally say we shouldn't have uploaded this to our Toy House page. We literally offer more context and evidence with this shit. Like, why would we add context if we were just lying about shit? Why are they not questioning this shit? Why won't our abuser give proof and evidence and context? And this is just a screenshot from our doc saying, well, from Patterson's document saying, all of these screenshots above from her master post on Google Docs are either fakes, complete lies, acting to make it seem like it was me, half-truths, or taken entirely out of context. I will be happy to go through them individually one by one if needed. We said, this is a screenshot taken from Kyoko's Google Doc. Kyoko claims that all our screenshots is faked, taken out of context, etc., and says they would be happy to go through every screenshot individually. However, Kyoko fails to do any of this. Kyoko has simply stated that a lot of our evidence is faked without providing any evidence to counter it. Kyoko has also not given any explanation or proof of their own to counter our own evidence. Fuck, we used our abuser's own Google Doc that they had posted publicly with their evidence against us to show more context and explain the situation while also showing how our abuser has lied and twisted shit. So we've been showing both sides. We have all the evidence, people just need to look at it. I get that our doc is insanely huge and shows a ton of shit, but we've always said if you have any questions or want us to clarify / explain anything, please ask us. Like, we didn't have to post the full conversation, but we did. Why would we show the parts where we were making the situation worse if we were just lying and playing victim? Talking about the inner world. And then Rack commented on Evergreen's video just saying that they saw the art. I don't know. I still don't know if they flipped from our side onto theirs. Okay. We were really fucking paranoid at this point. people from that group were watching our DeviantArt. Our stance on this has changed slightly. Harkness test, first of all, absolutely love the Harkness test. If it passes the Harkness test, no issue. Feral animal, not safe for work stuff. Disgusting. We've never stood for that, but I want to clarify that because here we just say like realistic things like actual photos and videos, but it also includes feral animals like in art and stuff. I'm not sure who Cyber is talking about in the comments either. They're saying we were trying to do something, or we did do something, to a 15-year-old friend of theirs. And that's that. If you remember from earlier, someone in this group chat said that Cyber was a previous handler in training. Somehow they found out about the group chat. I still don't know. It might have been Rack who said something. I honestly don't know. We were very, very, very paranoid. We were overly aggressive. We said, I'm sorry for becoming accusatory towards you. We're just incredibly paranoid right now. We shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. This is all just a lot. We didn't mean to lash out, and I'm sorry for that. Oh yeah, they claimed that we favorited not safe for work bases of underage ponies, which obviously we're not going to unspoiler those. We have a lot of safe for work full bases saved because they're fulls. They're underage. We wouldn't even think about making not safe for work art of fulls. They're children. Don't worry about responding or anything. Take a break if needed. Just comparing bases and poses and stuff. I can see where one of them could be seen as a full, so I'll unfavorite that. Other than that, I'm very confused. Again, I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions and accusing you, especially since you've been nothing but kind. I completely understand your wariness with us and our evidence. We are still very open to answering questions and clarifying things. Here's where Entity left. Said they were paranoid. We said, do what you need to do. Please stay safe. And that's the end of that. That's that Discord conversation. Let me see. Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, let me see. It took 4 hours to get through just that. And my voice is shot. I think break. A longer break. Like an end stream break, and might pick it up later break. If not tonight, then tomorrow, probably, if we feel up to it. So that was just the first section. And this is, my plan was to get through all of these sections in this stream today. That's not going to happen. I didn't expect it to take this long. I didn't expect to be so emotional over this. Yeah, we're going to end stream. We need to unwind, decompress, rest our voice, and just chill out. And if we do not stream again tonight, most likely tomorrow, we are going to get through all of this. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of streams, a lot more than I thought it would be. But thank you everyone for watching, and go take care of yourselves. And yeah, thanks for just like being here.